And I forgot the caramel. Hi everyone, welcome to the first episode of When You Cook, a show where we try to show you good food made at home despite the messy reality. For this recipe, you want to start with a few firm pears. These are d'Anjou, but any pear will do. They'll probably have bruises, and yeah, that's my rugrat, as he's going where he's not supposed to. I've seen online tips to scrub the pears with a sponge to smooth out the cut marks from the peeler. It really isn't doing much, and I don't know if you can see on camera, but it's not worth the payoff. Feel free to skip this step altogether. In a pot goes a bottle of wine. First half now, then 1.5 cups of sugar, and your particular spice preferences. I chose cloves, star anise, allspice, and citrus zest. I'll leave the recipe in the description, but feel free to make it your own. You have a lot of freedom to play with the flavors here to make what feels good to you. Aside from the spices, I'm also adding some tangerine zest and some lemon zest since I had them around. My kid's been eating tangerines for the last few days, and that's his contribution here. Give it a good stir. Let this simmer for a few minutes to melt the sugar, and take a spoon and taste. You always want to taste. You want to taste every step of the way. Gently put the pears in. If you need to, add more wine now to cover them. Then, like a shady cinnamon magician, you find the cinnamon hidden in the spice rack and slip it into the pot to make friends with the rest of the cast. Simmer on low heat, uncovered for 45 minutes, and spear them with a paring knife to check for doneness. If the knife goes in and out clean without resistance, you're good to go. Take them off the heat. Now you have a few options here. If you're making the dessert for tonight, put the pears in the fridge to chill. But if you have more time, let them swim in the wine overnight and do the next step an hour or two before you're ready to serve. But if you want to make this way ahead of time, then Sous Vide is your friend. Take your reduced poaching liquid and pour about 100 grams in a sous vide bag with the pears. Seal with a strong seal, as strong as you can get into the bag so that liquid has nowhere to go but inside the pears, and sous vide at 170 degrees for 40 minutes. One tip from experience with a vacuum chamber: let the poaching liquid cool to room temperature or once it's cold from the fridge. Hot liquids and their high pressure tend to pop the bags and make a mess. This is the added bonus of no babysitting. And even if you let it go for longer, you'll still have a great product at the end. After the 40 minutes, take the bag and refrigerate it until it's ready to use. Take the poaching liquid and let it reduce by half on high heat. Once the bubbles go big, and you can coat the back of a spoon, add 5 or 6 tablespoons of butter and whisk to incorporate. Finally, strain the thickened red wine caramel, and even when you do your best, you still make a mess somewhere. But it smells like heaven and it's worth it. To assemble this dessert, I'm making some whipped cream, 1 cup cream, a healthy amount of vanilla, and brown sugar. Whip together in an immersion blender, and this becomes a pillowy cloud where your pears will rest. God, that sounds pretentious. Anyway, slice half of the pear and serve the other half undisturbed, and I'm garnishing with cherry slices, orange and lemon zest. This caramel tastes like red wine and spices, and it's like your favorite mulled wine caramel. I've never seen that before. I just thought, what if I have all this cooking liquid and we just cook it down a little bit more and see what happens and make a caramel out of it? It works, man. It works. Try it. It is delicious. Serve this over ice cream. Go nuts with it. Definitely goes great with the pears. It goes probably great with any dessert. Dip it in cookies and see what happens. It's a good way to experiment.